My dear friends, my name is Keerthi Wickramrathne. I am one of the candidates for this presidential election. I am an engineer by profession. I did my masters at Technical University, Germany, Berlin, and during that time I did different kind of businesses as well as a student. And at a time, sometimes 20, 30 Germans were working under me as goldsmith and so on, because at that time my main business was gem and jewelry trading, and I earned money there, and I also worked as a specialist at the university. I did some special research projects there, and then I came back to Sri Lanka, and I have started, we had our own tea factories and so on, but I knew with that you can't do much for the country. Then I have started the first mineral exploration company in Sri Lanka called Resexplore, and I was able to find many minerals, very valuable minerals such as gold, platinum, titanium, nickel, chromium, rare minerals, and radioactive minerals, which is also very valuable, and there's a high demand in the world, and a lot of gem deposits, and quartz for computer chips, solar panels and so on, and then graphite, which is the game changer in the future. So all these I have found, and I have started, because as a energy engineer I knew where the world is heading to with global warming. So renewables is a must if the world has to survive in this context. So I have started the first solar manufacturing company. We have started, then my partner was Asus Computers, but as we have started, we were not able to finish it up to that level to make manufacture solar panels. But right now what we are doing is only the first step. We micronize silica powder and then export it for the manufacturers in the other part of the world, so they are making solar panels and computer chips, and we sell it at $300 or $400 a ton, where we purchase solar panels, if you calculate, maybe few $100,000 dollars per ton. So this is how bad this industry is functioning. There are so many people who are trying to destroy that our country is getting rich or getting independent. Energy independence is a very valuable thing for any country, but we are not energy independent anymore. I think if we have if you have solar, then sun can only stop us. But right now we are importing oil, we are importing coal, we are importing gas, and we will have more and more crisis in the future. So to come out of this misery, we have to have renewable energy, and especially solar. I have started as a chairman of Sustainable Energy Authority. I have started Suribala Sangramaya, Battle for Solar project, and with lot of resistance I fought, and it was almost a lonely battle. And although IMF related, World Bank and Asian Development Bank and CEB, they were telling, their reports were telling 60 megawatts of solar can be only accommodated at the system, but I said no, you can accommodate at least 1000 megawatts of solar without any issue. But by now it is more than 1000 megawatts of solar, so that means I was very correct. And it saves every year it saves more than 130 billion dollars, rupees. So that means 130,000 million rupees we save. It's a huge amount, but we can save much more by doing more solar and more batteries and so on. So after that I had to resign from there, because there was a legal battle. The one part said you can't put more renewable energy to the system, so you have to go for open tender, which was not correct. I fought legally, I won, but the thing was the politicians at that time, they didn't allow me to do that. Then I resigned and went home, and in the meantime I have started developing so many other things. So right now the problem what we have in Sri Lanka is not a political problem, it's purely a economic problem. So you have to address this economic problem. You have to start industries, you have to have exporting industries where you can earn dollars, otherwise you won't be able to pay off all these debts that you are getting. IMF will give you more loans, but the thing is there will be more conditions which is not suitable for all of us in this country. So we will all have lost our assets and everything if you don't understand it and if you don't act properly. So we have to have many more manufacturing industries and exports. And my thing is, I don't want to tax in the long run nobody, only I mean corporate tax and so on, but personal tax you don't need. As example, in Libya, that Colonel Gaddafi, those days he didn't tax any personal, they didn't charge it, because they had enough money by exporting their oil and so on. Same thing we can do. We have so much of minerals here, very valuable minerals. My target is to export all that and not to tax individuals. So you can have a very nice country then. All the minerals, if you calculate what we have in Sri Lanka, it can make Sri Lanka the most richest country in the world, I am quite sure, because right now we per capita income is $3,400 or something in that range, but we can bring it to even $150,000 a year with all this mineral wealth. We have all the plans for that. And also to reduce all the cost here, we have to go for solar. And as a chairman at Sustainable Energy Authority, I signed some agreements with some giants in the world that all the government officers and Samurdhi people, altogether 1.8 million and 1.4 million, they should get solar without investing money, and then it will be deducted from the generated energy in their rooftops, and then CEB has to then pay for it, which is viable and which is possible. And we have all the calculations for that. Then they have signed it, and we have done the test pilot project as well. So when I am coming to the power, none of these people has to pay any electricity bills anymore, and we can accommodate it. And the next step was we were trying to sign agreements with all the electric vehicle manufacturers. When it happens, we will definitely do it. When it happens, you don't have to pay any petrol bills, diesel bills, whatever. You will have sun power. So then the two biggest problems we have to right now face as government officers or whoever will be vanished. And the third thing is, we will reschedule all these loans what we have right now, which is taken at very high rate, around 9% interest rate to 7.5 to 9% interest rate. We can reduce all that. I have the capacity to get all these loans rescheduled. I was the first person to bring $500 million at 3.3% interest rate those days. And if we act as a government, I am quite sure I can get it everything under 1%. So there is a huge future if you can do that, and that means annually we can save at least $4.5 billion every year from the interest itself alone. So which is the deficit that we have every year, is the budget deficit is $4.5 to $5 billion. So we can wipe off that part. And also as the owner of the Ragidara graphite mine, which is the world's biggest graphite mine before the Second World War, I have developed graphene, conductive graphite, and many other things, expanded graphite and so on. So this material is the world's most preferred material for the future. As example, graphene made out of our graphite goes at very high prices like $1,000 per gram. So that means 1 ton would pay $100 million dollars, no, $1 billion per ton. That is the rate that we are talking about. But our cost of production is so low, we can even sell it at $10 a ton per gram. So there's a big thing that we can do. My monthly production at the mine is around 100 tons of graphite. If we convert that graphite to graphene, where we have all the technologies, but we have to have the investment for that, which is also not that big. So we can change the economy of the country within very short period of time. We can pay off from that mine, from the income of that mine, we can pay off all the debts. I am willing to do that. And you have to imagine, we had more than 3,000 mines in this country once up and running, and we were the second best economy in Asia. But the government took over all these mines in early 1950s, and very soon all the mines were collapsed or stopped, and only 2 mines were running then afterwards. Then I am the person who has started the 3rd mine in the country, and that was the world biggest at that time. So we can even by producing restarting all these out of 3,000 mines, if we start 1,000 mines, we can breach the budget gap very easily. So there are so many avenues that we can do. So you will have no issues with the debts, and not only that, you will have for your kids very secured future. Otherwise, when it IMF next step comes, you have to pay the asset tax. That means they will have calculated so much of tax for your lands or whatever you have, especially for all the mineral deposits what we have in Sri Lanka, which is very valuable. And also then we won't be able to pay any of these. So they will acquire all that, and then some big companies in the world will have all these valuable properties, and not this 22 million people in this country. So we have to fight together. We have still time to get this message to all the voters in this country. You have to work on that. I can do my part. So we have a big team of professors, engineers, doctors, and government servants who are very high class people. They are willing to help me, or they are working with me for the last 10-15 years. So we have a very good team. We can manage without any issue, without any hiccup. What I want is to make all these children in this country a prosperous country. We can make it, and I want you to help me in doing this. Otherwise we will lose all these things in the very near future. It shouldn't happen. So I am sacrificing, and I am taking very big risk with all that, because it will make us unique country after all. So my name is Keerthi Wickramrathne. This thing is the flag. So I am coming from the Ape Janabala Pakshaya. So I hope that you understand that. If you have any questions, we can talk. Please try to understand and give this message to every friend and everybody in this country, so that we can come to a presidency. Then we will take all these problems what you have, and we will win. Thank you very much.